Okay, so this is Keep Your Lamp Trimmed and Burning in the key of E. And this is based on the playing of Reverend Gary Davis. But I actually was watching a video of Jorma Kaukonen playing it. So this is probably more based on his performance than Reverend Gary Davis. But they're very similar. I've listened to both. So I think this is it has two 8-bar sections. The first 8-bar section, we're basically playing up here in what looks like an E minor triad, or what actually is an E minor triad. 7th fret on the first string, 8th fret on the second string, 9th fret on the third string. And in this first section, we'll be keeping a monotonic bass, so a single string bass. So that's my E, my low E. I always think it's a good idea to just kind of do that for, a few bars, just to set the tempo for yourself. So this is the first phrase. We're starting off with this minor triad. We're picking the second and first string. I'm using my middle finger and ring finger plus my thumb for the bass notes. And then you have a series of notes. The next part of the phrase, you might need to just practice that on its own. It involves moving the pinky around on the first string and second string. But all the time I'm still holding this minor triad. In the next section I'm going to move to a B7 chord. And the way I move into this is moving out of this triad, take my third finger away, I move 2 fingers over to the second and third string, 7th and 8th fret, and then I wrap my thumb over the top to play the B bass note. And then my pinky will reach up to the 10th fret. So coming from that E, still monotonic bass, just using that B string now, or using that B note on the E string as your bass note. Then coming back to E, you have a choice here. I use my ring finger to go up to the 10th fret. You're bending that 10th fret, that G note, excuse me, the A note, up a half step. You could also use your pinky, but I just don't have the strength in the pinky, so I usually avoid that. Third finger. Come back to our original phrase. Now, we're going to move down to a C chord, and this is the way I fret the C chord. I come down, my first finger sliding down to the 3rd fret, 1st string, and bring these 3 fingers, middle, ring, and pinky, onto the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. And then you're going to grab this C6. So what I do is I just rotate my hand back so that my pinky rolls over and grabs the 1st string. And then you rotate right back. So you're kind of going back and forth between the G and the A note on the 1st string. And then single string, B7, E minor. You could probably get away without fretting the actual E minor chord and just plucking the strings. So slowly, this is the first section. Okay, then you repeat that whole phrase. And then you go to a next 8-bar section. This is an E minor chord, and I'm going to fret it like so. You can think of if you think of D minor, moved up 2 frets and kind of readjusting your fingering so that my third finger is on the my first finger is on the 3rd string, 4th fret. My middle finger is on the 4th string, 5th fret, and my ring finger is on the 2nd string, 5th fret. And I'm going to slide into that. Now, the bass pattern is more like an alternating bass in this section. So it's interesting. It kind of moves from, you know, that first thing, which was a monotonic bass, to an alternating bass. So I slide into, my thumb's alternating between 6th and 4th string. And then I move my first finger over to the 1st string. So you'll see in that bar, the phrases is G, E, G, E. While you're keeping that alternating bass. Then we move to a D chord, alternating the bass between the 5th and 4th string. Little single string thing here now. So I'm playing most of this with my thumb. I think I'm playing all of it with my thumb. So E to D, going up to G and sliding back down to E. So I'm using my first finger, and then the last note I play with the G note I play with my middle finger. Next section, or next 4 bars, just like the first 2 bars of this section, but then we'll go back to the C chord just like we did in the previous. So like, remember that C looks like an A chord, right? But I move it up to the 5th fret, rotate my hand to be able to get that A note, back to B7, and then back to the E minor. So slowly that second section. 1, 2, 3, 4.